Yeah.
So, welcome to Mateo's Malts and Execs Whiskey Company present, or Execs Whiskey Company, Execs Whiskey Club presents Bruichladdich. So, I think all of you know, or most of you know here, actually, I think everyone here knows I'm like a huge Bruichladdich head. If you haven't met Matt yet, that's actually how we met, was through a tasting that he put on during COVID. I jumped on that, got to meet the Dallas crew actually when I went and visited Kyle for a day before our Kentucky trip, and there was some amazing pours that night. And so, Matt and Alex, why don't you two introduce yourself as well, and then we'll talk about the whiskey a little bit.
Okay. Well, we started in 2020. We had done some auction type tastings for United Way through work, and folks said you should do this for fun. COVID hit. We said, screw it, we're going to do it. And yeah, we love Scotland, the culture, the history, the people, the Scotch. Been doing this for going on 5, 6 years now. And um, Mateo's Malts is just the name, my little nickname, and we've gone from there. We do maybe 8 to 10 tastings a year, all different distilleries, and lots of fun themes. I buy the whiskeys, and Alex is the chef. She comes up with the pairings.
Yep. I pair the food, the location, the movie, the
The theme.
the theme. So I'm the pop culture and
The whiskey nerd.
he's the whiskey. He's yes. So we put it to good use. And I think our biggest victory is that both of our children really like whiskey now. So and they're 23 and 26. And we like to be with them. So
Yeah.
two victories. One, we
There you
have
go.
kids that we like to be with. Two, they both like whiskey. So I think that's a parental win.
Well, I'm trying to get my son on that route. We'll see. He's only 7, but he'll at least sniff a whiskey here and there. So I feel good about that. Um, so you guys know, or at least those of you that have done a Bruichladdich tasting with me before, even if you haven't done it with Matt and Alex before, no, I absolutely love Bruichladdich. So I kind of go all out for this. And a huge thank you to Matt and Alex for volunteering some of their own stock and bottles. So the first 3 we're going to go through tonight are actually from Matt and Alex's treasure trove, and the last 3 are from mine. One of the add-ons is his, and actually it's the one that I've wanted to try for years now. So Matt, thank you very much for
You're
putting
welcome.
that one up. And then the single malt of Scotland one is the one I pulled out from our inventory. So, and I'm super excited for this, more so than most, because I have not tried anything we are drinking tonight, and that is really rare. And I'm going to tell you, I've had the most self-control I've ever had over the last month and a half after we opened these. So I'm ready to drink. Hope you all are too. Let's get
Yes.
into this Sauturnes and Slanta.
Plancha.
Sláinte.
Lanja.
Matt, you want to tell us a little bit about this one, or do you have anything on this?
Yeah, so I'll show maybe zoom in a little. Hopefully, you can kind of see there's a little painting of a French guy. Robin Lang is kind of famous in Scotland. He writes music and performs, but he's also on the SMWS tasting panel. And Derek Mather at the Artisan Restaurant in Glasgow said, "Hey, Robin wants to sell some of his bottles." So I jumped on a few of those, and this is single cask, distilled in 2007, bottled this year. It's one of 205 bottles, and 17 years in a Sauternes sweet wine cask, 59.2%. So, like Nando's saying, if you're into the honey and the malt and the floral aspects of Bruichladdich, it always marries very well with the Sauternes sweet wine.
The
A lot of
legs on
it-
this thing is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So thick.
It is. It's almost like a syrup, and that's why that little ginger crisp I think pairs really well with it. because it's almost like a syrup, but that ginger kind of cuts through it, and then the pear that's also in that ginger brings out the sweetness. So
it does have a lot of pear too.
it does have a lot of pear to it. So that's
See, I'd almost be too nervous for the Sauternes to overtake the Bruichladdich, like make that a little too sweet, but it works really well. But that being said, I think it's probably the spirit of the three that work the best with Sauternes. I would think, just off the top of my head. I would just only.
Oh, you mean versus like Octomore
Port
and
Charlotte
Port Charlotte?
Yeah,
Yeah.
over Port Charlotte or Octomore, I would think Sauternes works best with Bruichladdich.
I think sometimes Bruichladdich can give you a real, like just like the classic laddie, can give you a real like cut in the beginning, like a real. It's almost like I don't know, like an assault on your senses a little bit whenever you start with that one.
Yeah.
And I think whenever you pair it with the Sauterne, it just sweetens it up and makes it so much more accessible.
There you go. Yeah, well, see, I love the heathered Hundy on the Bruichladdich, right? The classic laddie, and that like little bit of salinity. And so that's why I say, like, I think it would work well. My only worry would be that it'd make it too sweet. It doesn't do that on this, so that's super. This works well.
Have you guys had the aged laddies, the 10s and the 8s? Are those any good?
We've had the Laddie 8, the travel retail one. It's different than the classic Laddie.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. I don't remember the tasting notes. It's a little more punchy.
It's drinkable. It's in my opinion, it's drinkable. It's just not. Don't spend $200 on it.
Oh no.
See, because it's weird because I love Bruichladdich, but I'm not really a fan of the classic laddie. I don't know why, but I love Octomore and I love like the old. I have a kinship, a 27-year-old Bruichladdich. I just love the old laddies. I just don't like that blue bottle. I don't know why.
I am 100% with you, and that's why I say whenever I pour that one, it's just got a kick to it that the other Bruichladdich or Port Charlotte or Octomore, I don't get. So I'm right there with you.
I like the older ones for sure.
We had a great cocktail with the classic laddie when Fraser was here.
Oh yeah, now this is a good cocktail with the classic laddie. It was kind of like a take on an Aperol. No, it was like a mule almost. It was like a laddie mule, and that was real
highball.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 ounces classic laddie. Then you have soda, lots of ice, water, and lemon slice. It's delicious.
Like the soda water was a nice addition to that, and then the lemon was good.
The water really brings out the heather honey in this. If you guys haven't added it yet at the end.
Well, and that was the other reason that we paired this with that chocolate honey pecan. That also pulls that honey out of that one, and it's a nice taste. It makes it really good.
I like that treat you sent along with this one.
We'll have to come to California and do a full-on in person.
Oh, we're good. I'm moving back to the house in next year, so let's do it.
Excellent.
Have whiskey, we'll travel.
Or we'll travel for whiskey.
Yeah.
There you go. Yes. I like that.
In my house, I have a couple bottles. Yeah.
Well, give me the address, bro. I'm about an hour and a half away, but I'll take the trip.
Come on down anytime.
Same thing for you. If you're by Magic Mountain and got about 100 bottles, come by. Let me know.
Oh, shoot. My old boss is right over there. Oh, I used to go there all the time to deliver to him.
Okay. Well, if that happens, you let me know.
Yep. Will do. So we liking this one?
Very much. Very nice.
I really like
First Sauterne.
I don't feel like
really
it.
hit or miss.
What'd you say, Kyle?
I'm really liking this for a Sauterne aging. I mean, sometimes those can be very hit or miss.
I think like the 14 to 16 year age, give or take, that's where the Bruichladdich really comes out with the peach and pear and stuff like that. Really complements it.
I love it.
Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention, we're kind of going in reverse tonight on what you would normally expect in a tasting. So we're doing all wine casks first, switching it up, and because it's the lower peat levels we're going to do that with. Then we're switching to the higher peat levels and doing bourbon cask. So we thought this would be kind of a fun way, just because most people, and me included, would normally do bourbon cask first and then wine cask second. But I think it'll be a fun way. But that being said, after the 3, we'll have to reset our palate a little bit, get some water or something, and then maybe go get into the to the bourbon cask.
I might have to put covers on my Glens because I poured them all, and I can smell the Octomore from. I'm like, which one do I want to reach for right now? Actually,
Yeah.
I think that one's very smooth for 56%.
Which one?
That Sauturne.
Oh, it's 59.
59. Sorry, 59%.
I was a little concerned it was too hot when I sampled it a few weeks ago, but I think it's good now.
Yeah, I think it does drink a little bit lower than its proof.
Yes, yeah.
I do get a little bit for me like binary between the mid palate and the finish. Like I get that sweet like wine, and then it kind of for me kind of cuts off at the end. Not in a bad way, just kind of like that binary like flavor profile. I feel like I get a lot of wine up front.
On the nose and first taste for sure.
Yeah, if you notice the proof at all, it's on the finish, and that's the only.
Yeah, it's on the finish. Maybe that's what I'm thinking is kind of being the binary portion, I guess.
With the nose on that after you had a little water.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, this is usually sacrilege for me, but
you gotta try it, man. It'll be a little different.
Yeah, this is a good sitting by the pool during the summer, especially in like Texas and warm places where you're looking for something that isn't going to be overly peaty or have to be heavily iced.
Yep. Agree.
That's a great point, because I do tend to my peat more often in the fall and winter than in summer.
Campfires, peat, cigar.
True.
Rain ambiance.
Rain ambiance. Yeah, with water, that is just delicious. I love.
Oh, yeah, you add a few drops of water. This it loses its kick almost completely.
It does.
Becomes more floral too, I think.
Yeah.
A lot more floral for me with water, but I prefer without. I think it drinks smoother at 59.
You get a little reminiscent of some of those old Bowmores a little bit when you add water to this. Not in that soapy way though. Like I hate the soapy.
Yeah, I was saying maybe not that way.
But the floral piece, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it changes a little bit.
I was going to save that, but that didn't go. That didn't work. So
We have maybe one more dram left.
That actually may be the highest ABV we've ever started with.
there you go. Guys. Go big or go home.
Yeah, well,
That's right.
absolutely. It's Bruichladdich.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
Right with the big dog.
And we definitely have some high proof. I'd actually just noticed this. The samples are pretty high proof in this lineup, except for the.
Yeah, I think the fourth is the only low-ish.
Yeah. Dang.
That's just being virtual only.
Yeah. Kyle's not driving home tonight after visiting Matt and Alex for sure.
He isn't.
Kyle's on his second tasting of the day.
Yeah, he brought his backpack earlier, so.
There you go. Hey, I opened a Lecheg earlier today that I bought for I guess I bought it for myself. Wasn't intended for a tasting, but because Tobermory had that free shipping for Bunahab and Tobermory and their whatever their grain distillery is, and so I opened that. The triple wood is very good.
Nice.
Ooh, love a good Tobermory.
Okay,
I mean, I didn't want to try 3 extra whiskeys while picking up earlier at Matt and Alex's house, but I did.
It's not like you didn't know it wasn't going to happen, though, so.
Yeah,
You're a better man for it.
that's right.
All right, should we move on to Mary's 20-year?
Yeah,
Yes.
so Bruichladdich, 20 years in a port cask. So if you all are familiar with Mary McGregor, she's the private client manager at Bruichladdich, and if you can find her email, or if you buy a bottle pricey enough, then all of a sudden you're on her list, which happened to us. She's a wonderful lady, and she celebrated 20 years at Bruichladdich last year, and they recognized a bunch of folks, and they printed off bottle labels and had special bottlings for them. So since we do so much business with Mary, we got to get one of her bottles, try to get so she had her little likeness on the bottle. This cask was actually filled the day she started. So and she walked by it for 20 years and didn't even know that they were going to do this for her. And so it is, try to read here. I don't remember how many bottles, approximately 200 or so. We've tried this before with Dramful in the spring, and we just think it's fabulous. So we had the sweet wine Sauturne go in this direction, and I think this port's going to take everyone in a completely opposite direction.
The food pairing with this one is a real buttery, soft cheese, and the sweet is the dark sea salt caramel. I usually, for Isla whiskeys, I like to do the dark sea salt caramel because it pulls out that saltiness, and then that chocolate just negates any of that burn that you get from the whiskey, or from the alcohol. So then you can taste the flavors of the whiskey a little bit more clearer, and it makes it a little bit more cleaner. But that port, with it being with a hearty wine, I thought like a buttery, soft cheese would be a good pairing. So, yeah.
I love
and it
those.
smells
This
so
smells
good.
amazing.
I'm already excited to try this one. I don't know if I'm gonna keep milking it. It smells so good.
Definitely
Funky,
the
but a little
smell
sweet.
doesn't match the flavor. It definitely smells sweeter than it tastes, but it's really lovely.
I think that I usually get that with the ports. Like, it smells sweeter than it tastes.
Oh, it's a little earthy on the palate.
Little
It's great with a brie with truffle.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's dark, funky. It's good. It's almost Bomorish in a weird way.
It's got some of that like Oloroso sherry kind of crossover.
Little bitter at the end. It's nice.
Mary's
That one's
tasting,
comfortable for me. That one I could drink a lot of that.
you could damage the bottle. Yeah.
It's just
Yeah, I could put a dip in that thing for sure.
Mary's tasting notes are pretty simple on this. It's 2 words: liquid Christmas.
It's an appropriate time of the year then to be drinking it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it is a liquid Christmas for sure.
it's savory too in a way. Not just sweet, savory also for me.
Shouldn't it always be a liquid Christmas?
No. Oh, come on.
I would say
All
yes.
my Christmases are centered around liquids, so you know.
You're not getting it. You're gonna wine yourself.
I like
All
it.
right,
Did you
let's
try
try
with the
this.
buttercastle cheese?
No.
I mean, I make my wife pick out a whiskey for me to drink when we're putting Christmas presents out for the kids. If you got to put milk on, I say, go pick me something and surprise me.
I just tell my son his toy budget or Christmas present budget went to whiskey. Sorry. You'll inherit it someday, so it's all right. It's coming back to you.
There you go.
Whatever's left over, he'll inherit.
We got video proof now for him if you can never find it.
Oh, yeah.
Look at videos.
Oh, it's in my trust. It's already spelled out what he gets, and actually, some of the members actually have their named in that too. So But yeah. But the open bottles, whenever I do go, hopefully that's a really long time from now, but open bottles we're going to throw a real big party whenever that does happen. There's going to be some good drams.
Alcohol is covered for the wake.
Yeah, for sure. By a lot.
Has anybody tried the sea salt caramel with it yet?
I did. That sea salt caramel, that thing's beautiful. I like that. I actually think with this, it helps bring out more of the sweetness in the dram. But obviously, because that's sweet, that might make some sense.
I think for me, a lot of times, like they'll talk about what they, like on the nose and on the palate. And it helps for me to like have like a physical piece of caramel. I'm like, okay, that's what I'm looking for whenever I taste it. So I can help identify it more clearly because I've tasted like a known entity. So then I can discern the caramel better.
Oh, Kim, we're getting pups.
That's how so I will warn you guys, if you ever come to Dallas and go to one of Matt and Alex's tasting events, the pairings that they do between food and whiskey is a unique experience. You get spoiled very quickly doing that.
For sure. I would agree with that. I need some more of that what was that, eclair pudding, or what did you make?
Cannoli dip. Cannoli dip.
Oh, the cannoli dip. Yeah.
We Nando was coming for the rest of the group. Well, Chris was there too, and Kyle. Nando was coming through on a Wednesday on his way to Kentucky, and we had an Octomore 7 Series vertical on a Wednesday night.
Oh my God. That Thursday was so bad. That Thursday at work was not an enjoyable day.
But we had barbecue with the Octomore. Alex made a cannoli dip, and I think Peter just kind of crawled in the bowl.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't going to say his name, but he was hand dipping into that thing for sure.
Yeah. That was a fun time.
I was like, Peter, do you know, have you been here before? You make yourself a little at home, my friend. But that being said, that cannoli dip was amazing. I've never had anything like that before.
Yeah. That's my job security, Nando. There it is.
There you go. Yeah. No, you earn it for sure.
This is absolutely delicious.
Very good. I like it without the cheese, the chocolate.
Okay.
They're different.
Yeah.
Right? Different flavors. But I think these higher ABVs, they're still drinkable and
so accessible.
Yeah, I do like this one for sure. And I like it because it's not, I think, kind of what Kim was talking about. I like it because it's different from the nose to the palate, right? So like you kind of get a little bit of a roller coaster, a little bit of everything in him. So I like
big surprise there. It's like, wow. And
it reminds me a lot of
smell.
Yeah. It reminds me a lot of the Kilchoman we did, just without the peat. So for those of you that have had our Kilchoman pick.
Yeah, that's a good one, man. Like that's a good comparison. It makes me want to go grab that bottle now.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that bottle.
What Kilchoman without the peat, which I don't know if I was on the tasting. I don't think it was. It was a while ago.
No. Yes. I mean, so our Kilchoman pick is peated, but
I see your thing. It
kind of has this barbecue savory note.
Oh, okay, yeah. I know what you're
this reminds me of that, just without the peat.
Yeah, okay. No, I can see that now.
It'd be interesting to try it with some Kilchoman lightly peated. They have done a few lightly peated. It might be an interesting mix.
Well, okay, so ours is actually lightly peated in comparison to the rest of the Kilchomans because it's a
Port Ellen.
It's
Port Ellen peat.
What do they call it? Hold on, right here. Oh.
I mean, some of the bottles are actually marked lightly peated.
Yeah, they use Port Ellen peat and also peated malt and also their own peated malt. I think the Port Ellen's lighter.
I want to know where to get those candied almonds. They are wonderful.
Okay, it is a Texas company, and it's called Heartland Sweets. There you go.
Heartland Sweets.
Heartland Sweets. No, wait, yeah.
I could see them pairing nicely with a lot of whiskeys.
They really do. They really do.
So nice.
Okay, because it's 100% Isla. The 100% Isla Kilhomans are lower ppm than the normal Kilhomans. So the normal Kilhomans are 40 ppm, whereas the 100% Islas are between 20 and 25. Fun facts you know about Bruichladdich neighbors. I'm so glad I only drank half of this. I'm going to come back to that this weekend.
Mm-hmm. I was able to exercise some restraint on that, so I have like a sniglet left.
Yeah.
Well, I do appreciate that y'all put in a Loch Indaal into this tasting because that's kind of something you won't see again. At some point, that's going to get rare and rare to find bottlings of that. So
you got to cover all the bases.
We got to keep you guys guessing.
Yeah, tonight's meant to be we'll have fun with the roller coaster. Matt, do you want to do the add-on real quick?
Absolutely.
Add-on.
Which one?
The legacy one?
The 30 or the 36? Which one do you want to start with?
I would say only do the 36 right now if we're going to do it. The 30 we
Okay.
can hold for the end.
Okay. Well, I've had this bottle for a while. I think you can go online and Google these. These were released for the Queen's, I guess, golden or diamond 50 years in 2002. There's a series of 6 of these out there, series 1 through 6, with artwork from around Loch Indaal and Port Charlotte. So this spirit was distilled in 1966 on the original still. So Bruichladdich added 2 stills in the early 70s. So this is distilled on the original still from 1881.
Wow.
They did get rid of the malting floor in 1961. So this is malt sourced from Isla. But I believe it's 36 years in a bourbon cask. And I hope you all like it. It's just technically whiskey at 40.6%. So they got it just in time.
Wow.
Yeah, and I don't know how many people got this add-on. I know Kim, I know you're one. Kyle. Okay. So we'll go through this one quickly. If you didn't get the add-on, feel free to pour the third sample, which is the PC Valinch, and we'll get to that in a minute.
That is creamy.
The nose on this is gorgeous.
Yeah,
the nose on this is wild,
gosh.
right?
That just drinks like butter.
You could do that all day long for sure.
Yes.
Doesn't even nose.
Yeah, I don't know if I could drink this all. I'd feel bad, dude. I would just be like, oh my God, this is so expensive.
It's almost like a brown butter cookie in liquid form. It's just delicious. The sweet that went with it was that it's the Texas Coffee Company. So I don't know that you want to even hamper your taste buds with anything but this.
Not at all.
But this is what I had paired to go with it. And then for Chris and Kyle, just like a Swiss cheese, just something to mix it up is the cheese that I had with it. But my golly, it is just
knowing that it's as old as it is in the tradition and that's what makes it worth it. I just think it's amazing.
Something off of the first still. I mean, think about that. Like, the history. Geez.
The nose does have a little bit of that Rancio note to it. Like, it's there. It's
like
present.
vanilla, like rancid vanilla a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm picking up.
For sure. And Matt, both of you, thank you for this one because one, I've been looking since 2018 to try this. So it's been a long time coming. 2, I got offered a bottle of this at a liquor store a couple years back, and the guy wanted $2,500. So even at the price you guys offered is way less than what I would have paid. So to try it, so I appreciate that.
Oh, you're
Oh, we were meaning to tell you something. No, I'm joking.
I had to sign over my soul to buy the sample. Is that what we were gonna do?
It's
just gorgeous. It's just.
You'll remember it. You'll remember it forever because you try so many whiskeys that you kind of forget what things taste like until the ones that really, really stick out. And this one will really stick out forever.
Fernando, I do get the Rancio note a little bit on the nose. That you were like, so
it's not on the palate at all, but
it's just the nose. I poured my Advent calendar one right before this, so I've been slowly working on that. So I've been trying to compare, but it's in the ballpark.
Yeah, that Rancio note I get more on brandies and or cognacs and brandies. But every once in a while you get it on some of the older whiskeys too.
Yeah.
Oof. Move forward.
Do we have to? Can we just stay with that?
We're going to move forward because not everyone has this one. Yeah, but
what 40% ABV whiskey now tastes like this? Has even a body that's worth the darn.
Yeah.
This will get finished
What
later
is
tonight with a cigar.
Rancio? I don't know what that is.
So like you'll have like a very old, like dusty note to the. It's like Rancio means rancid, essentially.
Oh, okay.
But so you get, for me, I get more in like grape products, and so it's like really old, like kind of a little bit musty note to it. That's how I describe Rancio.
Musty, drying, with kind of like the leftovers of like prunes and grapes and stuff like that.
It reminds you of being in the Dunnage when you go to Scotland and you go down into where the barrels are. It has that funk.
Yeah.
It's totally reminds me of that.
But that palate's just so clean. It's just super easy to drink. I mean, the lower ABV helps that on for sure, but
yeah. But that old, you'd have to expect the ABV though.
And I actually, oddly enough, I get a little bit of citrus on this one. Like very lightly, like Okay, let's move on to the PC. I don't want to torture everyone that didn't get that. Thank you for entertaining us.
Okay.
So we have to try that with a blown palate or wait for tomorrow. So
yeah, so if you've been before to the distillery, you can pour 500 ml bottles. In the shop, they have a Port Charlotte and also a Bruichladdich cask at any one time, typically 10 to 13, 14 years. This one here, got a couple of these. It's a Octomore from France cask, and 12 years at 60%. And anytime you get Port Charlotte with the wine or unique wine, I just try to grab them as fast as possible. I hadn't seen a Octomore for a while. This is only the second time they've done this. So I don't know, I think it's pretty fabulous.
Yeah, it is. The pairings for that one are the little coffee cream. It's like a little disc with lines across the top, and whenever you break into it, it's like a coffee cream center. Is that
this thing?
Nope, that's the stroopwafel. That goes with the Octomore.
Oh, for the Octomore.
Oh, got it.
Oh, for Octomore. Port Charlotte is like the little chocolate disc. Yes, exactly.
This guy.
Yeah, it's got a coffee center, and so
I don't have one. That's why.
Pardon me?
I don't have one in mind, but that's okay.
Oh,
you should have. Right,
well, I don't know. Maybe my son got into it. You never know. I actually have two of these because someone who couldn't make this tasting decided for me to not ship. So got it now.
Oh,
Good.
factory defect.
Oh, that's good.
So what do you vacuum seal these or what?
I have a sealer that I make cookies as well. Not as many cookies as I do whiskey things, but and then it just keeps so you seal it and it keeps it fresh longer.
Oh damn, that's
It's
really
not-
good.
Let's not be modest. The sealed sugar cookies are pretty amazing as well.
Oh, thank you. That is Chris's better half and I's magic hobby. But the thing is that the cookies that we make were really, really good. So we would eat the cookies that we make. So
It's not a low weight. Yeah.
ho, ho, ho.
Listen, there's a saying, you never trust a skinny cook. So, that's why all my friends that are cooks.
There you go.
Nando, I think this one actually is really close to that exec's Kilhoman. I get that 100% Isla, like, hey, like, in the field, out in the open, hey, smell.
On the
completely.
nose, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sweetness, actually, I'm not going to lie to you. I like it a little better without the thing because I like the natural sweetness on this one.
Yeah. The natural sweetness is always,
Mhm.
I think that's what is so good about Port Charlotte for me.
Yeah.
Is you wouldn't think that it would be such an easy drink, but it is.
This is 60%.
So Nando, your Kilcoman pick, it was a tequila finish, right?
No, sherry.
Sorry. All right.
Yeah,
But there was one from one of your partners that you've been associated with, that one of the store picks that were like that, I thought, right?
I don't know if they ever did Kilhoman did a tequila cask finish. I don't know if anyone did a pick of a tequila cask yet. There was, at the same time I picked mine, another group, NWO, did also 100% Isla PX. They just don't have 100% Isla on their bottle. But there was a PX cask as well. Two totally different beasts. So theirs is like is it for sure a dessert sweet whiskey. It's beautiful too. Ours turned out to be more sweet smoked meats. So
Do we ever decide whose is better?
I actually I think ours is a little more balanced because it's not just sweet, but both are very drinkable, very crushable. So if someone said they like the NWO better, I wouldn't hate on it,
No, I would agree with you. I think that it was actually a little bit, the NWO one was good, but it was a little bit because in my mind, like 100% barley, like obviously it's mostly or always bourbon barrel, and I just felt like it was it took on more of a sweetness versus the actual flavors of the barley that was grown, in Isla.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it was a wine cask, but I just felt like it had more of that Kilhoman DNA than just, taking on the cask finish.
Yeah, agreed.
What do y'all think of this one?
Lovely.
I really like this one, actually.
Yeah.
It drinks way less than the proof.
Way less.
It drinks literally like 100 proof for me. It's crazy. It's a 60%.
I get a big ethanol hit on the nose, which made me nervous, but yeah, you're right. I think it goes down nice.
I almost say it's like
James, what kind of glass are you drinking it out of?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I get a little bit like right at the very end of the nosing, but like at first nose, I didn't get any alcohol. I felt like, but the taste it's complex, but that like well put together and balanced same time. It's really good.
Yeah, somebody asked about my glass. I'm running low on Glens. I think my dishwasher started eating them all. This is like an Asian or
is that the traveler glass?
Yeah.
That's probably actually not terrible for nosing. You expect the alcohol to dissipate a little bit on something with a wider bowl.
Yeah, and it's curved outwards, so it's supposed
That's
to help.
nice.
I actually like that travel glass.
I have a lot of their Agent Or stuff. They have all kinds of bitch and shit to take whiskey with you.
Well, I'm drinking out of a bowl daily for some of this stuff right now, so. Well, I can't even see what that is, can you?
What is that?
Map?
It's a custom.
The glare of your lights are.
I know. Yeah, sorry.
Nando, I'm gonna bug you again for those blue exec.
Oh, and I was
dude.
gonna say, James,
I'll keep riding your ass on that.
I am putting in another order for glassware here real soon. So
the blue
right.
and
Give me the
yellow.
loop.
So
What are you gonna order?
You'll see. There's definitely going to be. So I broke my blue, kind of like the one you have right there that I had. A couple of people got, but so I'm going to do another order of those because I like how those pop, and then we'll decide. But we got to get some for. FYI, this is part of I guess my birthday release tastings. So 40's coming up here soon.
Oh shit, you're a baby still.
Yeah. I don't feel young in the knees, but you know.
Yeah, just wait till you hit 40.
Somewhere up here, still young, but
shit, wait till you hit 50. I'm coming up on 60. You talking?
Oh, if I hit 50,
Yeah.
I'll be real happy for sure. But
50 was a cliff. Yeah. 40 is not too bad.
I'm aging like bread, you know, physically, but you know, mentally still good.
I've never heard
Aging
anyone-
like bread, does that mean mold?
That's great.
Yeah, pretty much.
like that.
Yeah. It's going downhill quickly is all that means.
It's like when you're
I don't
looking at
understand.
the refrigerator
I
for
do so
over
many
a week.
things.
Is there mold or no mold? That's still good. We can keep eating it.
Yeah.
You scrape it off. Scrape it off and keep going. It doesn't matter.
I
Fair
do
enough.
so many things to stay healthy. I don't know why I'm aging the way I am, but you know, I'll just finish the rest of this dram.
Yeah.
And that's the reason.
And there it is.
Yeah.
Mary, was there a cheese pairing with this Port Charlotte?
Yes, there was. So it's a Swiss cheese. It's a little harder of a cheese, but so the reason I went with a little harder Swiss cheese, it's a really aromatic cheese. It's got like herbal, kind of fresh hay kind of flavor to it, but it's got to like stand up to something to be paired with that Port Charlotte. So it's it's a harder Swiss cheese is what I put with it. It's ours is a Lustenberger 1862.
Let me ask, since these are two kind of a little bit different, same tasting, two different kind of styles, what's everyone's favorite of the first three?
Ooh.
The Sauturne.
Yeah, maybe Sauturne for me.
Oh wow.
I'm gonna give the edge of the port, but I really like that Valinch actually. I just think it's a really well balanced dram, and for the proof, it's pretty amazing, pretty good for me.
I'm gonna go with the Valinch.
Edge of the port.
Actually,
Yeah,
it's also really good though. It's hard.
Really good.
This is a really good lineup so far.
Yeah, I'm with the Valinch too.
Nice.
Yeah.
So none of these are going to go down the sink.
I'll go Valinch,
Yeah.
and honestly, I actually don't even think this is close for me, and I really enjoyed the first two drams. The Valinch just blows it. I could crush this whiskey. This is
really good.
This is so good.
Especially for that proof, man. I was like, this is what, 60? Like, there's no way.
Yeah, 100% agreed.
Yeah. Mary's is good for me though. That's a tough one for me between the Mary's and the PC. Now, there hasn't been a Port Charlotte I've ever missed. You know, I mean, I love them all. So
We're still recording, right? I'll wait till later.
The
Got a comment. I'll go. Well, wait till that's after.
well, there's port PCs that have the a certain note in them that I haven't loved. And the funny part is I usually like the front palate of those, but the finish on those kills me, so I can't really I can't have them again. But and then there was the last time we did this Bruichladdich tasting, I don't know if you guys, those that did it, remember, but I mean, it might be hard to forget, but I put in maybe arguably the worst Bruichladdich ever bottled, and it was a Valinch and Mallet. It was actually a port cask.
Madeira.
I remember.
It was Madeira.
Oh, it's Madeira. You're right. It was Madeira.
Dude, they have that in this area. It's terrible. I have a couple of friends that have had that. I actually know somebody who actually really likes it. I'm just like, dude, I'm questioning everything you've ever tasted.
Yeah. 100%. It's the worst. It's one of the worst whiskeys I've ever had. So, it is what it is. But
Madeira finishes I'll joke about Sauturnes, but Madeira is really, when it's done well, it's beautiful, but it's easy to mess up. It can you overage it in it, and it just goes bad really quick.
Yeah.
I think it can go like cheap communion wine. So
no,
I can drink cheap communion wine. You can't drink this.
Wow, that's crazy. That's that bad.
No. It's a have one or two sips and then you never have. I kind of put it in as a joke, but the thing that sucks is that bottle is $180, I think.
Oh,
roughly.
150 or 60,
it's not a cheap bottle.
Yeah.
Not a lot of whiskeys are drain pour worthy, but is it drain pour worthy?
I passed it on to friends just to mess with them. So
I worked through like him, like tasting through multiple iterations of people. I left it open for maybe about 9 months. At the point where I'd already experimented on everyone that was willing to try it, and I just poured it out. I do that with maybe like 1% of any whiskey I've ever opened.
I mean, it's fair. I don't think I've actually ever poured. I've poured bourbon out before, to be honest, but not scotch. Not scotch. Nothing to say I wouldn't. I don't know.
It's not bourbon, but have you drank Malort?
Oh God!
Malort's marketing campaign is these pants don't ship themselves.
Goes well with Coke.
It doesn't actually.
Literally, that's literally. I think it's a poster.
What are we talking about here, Chris? Calm down. We're still on. We're still recording.
That's right. It's a joke, people. it's just a joke. We're all having a good time.
It's all right. You don't need to worry. Okay. Matt, Alex, great job. Great picks.
Yo.
This is awesome. I do want to clarify. I did really enjoy the Marys. I liked the Sauturnes. Wasn't in love with it, but the Marys is actually really good. So for me to say the Valinch blew that away is that's like, this is what I love. So like peat and wine cask is like kind of where I say it's sherry, especially the sweeter sherries that I really love. I have no idea what the cask is on this. What'd you say?
Hot Medoc.
I have no idea what kind of wine that is. I don't know any
French wine.
Yeah, I think it's typically a red. It can be earthy. We're not like wine folks normally, but when we've had it maybe once or twice, it's like maybe in line with a cab kind of thing. It's kind of it's up there as far as
dry red, but it's not quite as not as heavy as a cab either.
Yeah.
Well, it worked really well with this one. That's all I know. So that's
excellent.
That's awesome.
I'm not a big fan of cabs, so not these days.
Hal's got different advent calendars going. He's triple fisted over here.
Okay, now that we're at the halfway point, I would say drink some water, clear your palates a little bit, and we'll get ready for some bourbon cask. If you haven't already poured that Port Charlotte, go ahead and pour the next Port Charlotte we're doing. And then we'll get going in a minute.
Yeah, for Kylie Chris, that's where the pig candy comes in with this Port Charlotte Maltman. So
you said the fig candy? Oh, the pig candy.
It's a pig candy. So it's like candied bacon. So
it's so good.
Ready for that. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
That's all right. I don't eat red meat. It wouldn't matter.
Is bacon considered red meat?
The other white meat, right? So it's really a health meat, really, is what.
No.
I'm not gonna make that argument. It's no better, but it's tasty.
I think Amy's gonna come sit here and watch the shenanigans.
Oh,
I think
nice.
she's drinking a gin and tonic. I'll let her tell what she's drinking, though. I don't know.
All right.
Hopefully botanist.
She loves
It
botanist.
could be the botanist.
We have a lot of gin in this house as well. We're an equal opportunity family. She normally drinks botanist, but I think she's drinking something else tonight.
That's so good.
That pig and
Bacon.
God. Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's get into this Maltman Port Charlotte. I put this one in the tasting for a couple of reasons. One, it's peated and it's in bourbon cask, so that it met the requirements. Two, this bottle actually came from Texas. This came from a David Feldner, who's part of the club. Some of you may know him. And so
David's helped me score a couple bottles from Benny, so hat tip to David.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And so David had a few of these a couple of years back, one of our tastings, and I was like, oh, and he was saying it's how much he liked it. And I was like, if you got an extra, let me know. Then he texted me the next day and he's like, hey, I actually do have 2 extras if you want one. And I was like, yeah.
Wow. Based on the nose alone, that was a good call. The smells amazing.
Yeah, and again, I haven't had any of these before, so I was waiting to open this for something, and this is the reason now. So, and this is the lowest ABV, but I'm excited to see how the switch up from wine cask to bourbon goes. So let's get into it.
That's smoky honey magic.
Wow.
Get some little fruits under there once you get past that little smoke level.
Like a campfire in a glass.
Malt sugar.
Oh my gosh, that's phenomenal.
This actually doesn't nose like a normal bourbon and PC would for me at all. I don't know if I'm the only one that's in that boat, but
no, it's definitely more malty nose wise, and it's more smoky on the palate.
Yeah, I agree. I don't
You get a lot more peat in the younger ones, like the 10-year-olds. A lot of the Charlotte ones, Schuller and the, or even like one over there. I have a Thompson Brothers 16-year-old, and it's very aggressive. It's tasty, but it's just well integrated.
Oh,
it's nice.
Oh, that front palate's beautiful.
Smoky citrus on that, strangely.
Yeah, the sweet that you guys have that kind of looks like a little snowball is what we put with that Maltman. It's a chocolate toffee almond, and honestly, it's almost I get toasted marshmallow off of this. I get all the things. This was delicious.
I was gonna say, like, I just got over a cold this week, but I smell like confectioner's sugar a little bit and like or powdered sugar. So it's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny that you pulled that out.
Yeah, these little chocolate toffee almonds are coated with powdered sugar, so it should be a good match.
I think
it is. And so when you taste that, it takes away all the sweetness. You get everything else in the palate.
This front palate is just my jam.
Really good.
That's a way easy drinker, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And honestly, like being 49.5, I really think that like previous one actually drank less than this one by a smidge.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I was a little nervous too, putting this one after we did the higher ABV. So I'm actually really glad that one, the previous one, drank less proofy. That makes it easier to go to this.
Yeah.
This lineup has made so much sense. So hats off to Nando and Matt for that. It's delicious.
Oh, shucks.
It's like you guys know what you're doing.
Oh man, this is really good.
I mean, it wasn't going to suck either way because the bottles we were putting in, but I was like, oh, wine cast first isn't normal, but whatever.
Well, you always worry going back down that you're going to lose some of the nuances because you burned it going up.
Yeah, agreed.
But I don't think you did.
So Matt and
I don't
Alex,
think you did at
also
all.
you had to pair some of these blinds. So how was that? With kind of like some things y'all sent out to people and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, well, I mean, I let Matt do his. I think Matt, you've had yours before, right? Or no?
Blind tastings?
No, but like, have you had the whiskeys that you put in this before?
Um,
Only
we've had Marys. But no, like yourself, I just tried to be unbiased and not even delve into them. I had a Sauturne a little bit when we got started, but it's just
mine's completely blind. I just said, all right, I want to try this. I want to try. Like, honestly, the whole reason I started this club because I wanted to try some really cool whiskeys with awesome people, and that's like my, that's what I believe in. And so I said, screw it, let's just pull crap off that I want to really drink. Or maybe not crap, maybe like really nice bottles that I want to drink, and let's make it work. I mean, actually, Matt and I went back a few rounds of like this or this, and like, so we kind of helped each other maybe a little bit there, but I just knew I wanted to get Bruichladdich, Port Charlotte, Loch, and Octomore, and let's cross all four off. That way we have them, and we can say we ran the gamut of Bruichladdich, the best distillery to start in 1881. So formally.
What I think is so magical about Bruichladdich is all of these expressions taste so different. And they do quality at every single level. And the way they give back to the community is just, there's just nothing not to like about Bruichladdich and their brand.
And who doesn't love Jim McEwan? Come on.
Oh my gosh, he's precious. He's precious. So
well, Alex, I could give you one reason because they're publicly traded being part of Remy. I don't love that, but
yeah.
And I work for a public company now, so listen, the pressures to make sure your price goes up and not down are very real. So
went the opposite way of you. I'm in private now. I was in public for the rest of my career, but prior to this, not.
I much prefer private. It's just there's a lot easier. Well, you still has your own problems, but there's less pressures in certain places, we'll say.
Yeah. That was lovely.
Oh,
you're going through those pretty quick.
Very, very
yeah,
good.
Sure am.
And that marine quality finish when the glass is done, you can pick up that marine saltiness at the end.
Yeah, there's definitely.
I do at the very end when the glass is done, and pick up a nice marine quality.
Yeah, that salinity is nice.
I didn't realize these would be crunchy.
Whenever we are over in Scotland or Matt goes on this coming Thursday, I am going to have him pick up some dark chocolate Maltesers, and that would be a great pairing with that. One? Yeah.
Well, these little things, whatever they are freaking delicious.
Yes, yes.
They're very good.
They are Heartland Sweets from Texas. It's the same company that made the chocolate honey ones. Do
you think they're online, Heartland?
I know they are. They're on Facebook for sure.
It might be reindeer magic balls. I don't know.
They are. They're like reindeer magic.
Magic balls.
I thought this was PG.
Are we still being taped?
All right. Sounds like we're going to do one last dram on the
Heartland Sweets.
Toffee almonds.
Why does everybody assume balls mean something dirty? Balls are.
I didn't think balls at all. I was right there.
But I did mean it. I meant it dirty, so I'm sorry.
Did you?
Well, sometimes they're very clean. I don't know why they have to always be dirty. I mean, it could be a very clean thing. We don't know.
It's not my fault tonight, man.
Your wife would hope.
That's right. That's exactly right. You're right.
These
look like they were packaged very clean. I mean,
Maybe you should turn the recording off, Nando.
Well, in that case, our Loch Indaal from Chorlton Whiskey, a UK release. Thank you for everyone that's watched us tonight. Cheers.
Cheers. Time to move on.
I almost ended the meeting for all. Stop.